First of all, just give us an idea of what that victory has done for the group last week.
Yeah, it's given us a bit of a sigh of relief, really, and just a bit of confidence and belief. The more you lose, obviously, the more you start doubting yourself and things you're doing. And yeah, it was just really nice to finally put a performance together.
How important is confidence in the game of rugby league?
Oh, mate, it's massive. Yeah, like I just touched on, every time you lose and lose in a bad way, it does crush your confidence, and yeah, you start doubting what you're doing and what you're training, and whatever it is, and it does take a big toll on you. So it is massive, and hopefully now we can take some confidence into the next part of the season.
Were you ever doubting what you were doing?
Oh, it's yeah, like of course you start to question everything, don't you? It's hard. It's really tough. But we took some accountability within the group, and we knuckled down and worked pretty hard for that win. I think the Huddersfield game, even though we got beat 3 scores to 1, I think there was some signs of improvement in that game, especially on a defense point of view. We're under the pump for majority of that game and only let 3 tries in. So from then and the last week especially, we really knuckled down, and it was nice to finally put a performance together on the weekend.
And you've had this new combination, haven't you, with Jack Broadbent? How's that, and with the Gaz at fullback as well? How's that working from your point of view?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, Gaz last week was unbelievable. Probably had his best game in a cash shirt, and his experience at the back there was crucial at times in that game. And Jack's a young kid who's sort of learning his trade, and his pace and speed is pretty handy out there. Especially, we just got to give ourselves a chance in the game to let him able to use that.
How does it has it changed the way you play at all? This new combo, has it changed your dynamic in any way?
I don't think so. I think it's only a couple of games in, really, so it's maybe a little bit hard to sort of answer that. But we've been working hard, like I've touched on, and hopefully now we can kick on and keep building that combination and have a nice finish to the year.
Like you say, it's still early days with you three, but do you feel it's like a more productive combination?
Yeah, I think so. I think the more we do it, like anything, the more you do it, the more you get used to each other and figure out how each other like to play. I think there's only one way it can go. Hopefully, we can all stay on the field for a little bit now and get used to each other.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? What about Friday then? What do you think you'll get from Salford?
Yeah, they're a pretty impressive team, especially with the ball. They like to throw a lot at you. They shift the ball from one side of the field to the other pretty early on in sets as well. Tackle one, tackle two. They've got everyone back behind the ball, and they're moving the ball from left to right, right to left. So, we've seen that on the video, and hopefully we can nullify that to some extent tomorrow night.
As a halfback, what's your assessment of Brodie Croft?
Yeah, he's unbelievable, isn't he? He does so much for that team. He runs the ball an awful lot for a halfback. Probably, I'd say he'd have the most carries out of all us halfbacks in the comp. Always asking questions of the line. So he's one that we've obviously identified during the week, and one that we need to make sure we've got an eye on.
Having got that win last week, what would it mean to the group to get back-to-back wins for the first time this season, possibly on Friday?
Yeah, it mean a great deal. Again, just that confidence that we touched on, and just that belief within the group. It's easy to lose that belief, when you're always losing, and on the other side too, if you can start winning, it can become a habit. So we've got to flip that and hopefully make that a bit of a habit around here.
Just lastly from me, just on the back of Paul McShane's testimonial award, I don't know if you're aware, but on the 21st of this month, it'll be exactly 10 years since you made your Super League debut. Did you know that? And B, does it seem like 10 years?
I had no idea. I knew it was around 10 years, but yeah,
Ironically, it was against Cass.
it was too. It was here, wasn't it? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's wow, 10 years. That's crazy. Who would have thought 10 years? I only came for one or two. Uh, but no, that's I'm glad you brought that up. And yeah, it's been a great 10 years. I've loved my time in England, and all the people and the teams that I've been at have been unbelievable to me. And hopefully we can have a couple more together.
I remember when you signed for Wakefield, I came to interview you outside Fitness First, and I don't think you were planning to stick around for too long at that time. So you have stuck around. What is it that's kept you here?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Yeah, like I said, I had a 2.5 year deal at Hull at the time, and kind of the rough plan was to try and do my time there and head back home. But like I said, loved it here, and the place and the people have been amazing to me, and yeah, can't thank them enough for it.
We mentioned in Wakey there. I mean, you've obviously got that win now and hopefully kicking on. Can you just put into words what your feelings for Trinity at the minute? Because obviously they're doing it tough, aren't
Yeah, they are, mate. It's not nice to see. I've obviously got a lot of close friends there, and it was such a fantastic place for myself, and yeah, it's not nice to see. Hopefully the boys over there can get a win soon, and start to pick themselves up off the bottom, because yeah, it's even if it wasn't Wakefield, um, anyone in that position, it's not a nice spot to be in. I was in that position for maybe a month last year at Wakefield when we were in that relegation zone. It's not nice. Yeah, it's hopefully hopefully they can pick themselves up and have a good finish to the year.
Just wondering, can you put your finger on why you've had so much success against Leeds this season? 2 wins out of 3, both been against the Rhinos.
No, not really. I can't put it down to anything in particular. Like I touched on earlier with JD, I think the last few weeks especially, we've taken a lot of accountability between the group, and we've worked probably the hardest we've worked over these last 2 weeks than we have at any other time. So probably just put it down to that, really, mate. Yeah, we spoke about a few things before the Huddersfield game, and yeah, hopefully now we can sort of have a fresh start to this back end of the year and kick on now.
Yeah, it's important to show that it's not just, you're not just getting your game up for the big local derby. You can do it on a weekly basis.
Yeah, that's right. Consistency is key. We want to now kick on, and I mean, it's only one win, so we're definitely not getting too far ahead of ourselves. We know the start of this year has not been good enough from our standards and our point of view. We're an honest group. We've not lied about that from the start. So yeah, hopefully now we can get some consistency within the group and kick on.
How come you chose to leave Wakefield after such a long time in the club? Was it just a fresh start at Castleford?
Yeah, a little bit. There was no real reason in particular. It was just more the fact that if I didn't go, then I probably would have never have left. With me being 30 now and coming towards the back end, it was just a little bit of a fresh start. There was no real reason in particular.